You can do anything you want. Just don't focus on girls. Stay away from females, they're a distraction. Focus on yourself. Eat healthy, take a lot of showers, read. Reading is important. I didn't go to parties. I didn't have no girlfriend. I barely had hoes. Barely had friends sometimes. You know why? Because I was focused. And now I can buy whatever the hell I want whenever I want. Might take a little while, but I always get what I want. Stay focused. You can get one of these. This ain't shit. Aim big, bro. I aim big, and then I get shit like this. It's like buying chips. Do whatever you want in life. Just make sure you stay focused, bro. Stay away from parties. Stay away from jealousy. Stay away from friends that don't show interest in what you do. Don't give your heart up. Keep your mind focused. Keep your head on your shoulders, bro. Worry about you and put yourself first in everything. It don't matter who it is. Do what you want to do, and if you feel like it's right, then do it, bro. There's nobody in the world that can tell me what to do.
You know, it's me versus me, and I want to tell you guys that it's you versus you. You guys can do whatever you want. I want to say that again. And I really mean that. You guys can do whatever you guys want. Don't care how big the dream is, man. You can accomplish, man. I've came and I can honestly say that anything is possible. I've came to realization that nothing is impossible. And I want you guys to grow. I know the impact that I have on my community. I know the impact I have on my supporters. And I want you guys to just succeed in life, man. Whatever you want to do, whether you're a rapper, whether you want to stream, whether you're a YouTuber, go for it, you know? Go for it and don't get comfortable. Never settle. That's one thing I also learned too. Never settle in life. You're never supposed to be satisfied of where you at in life. You always want to go for more, more, more. Because yes, look, you could be a rapper right now. You want to rap. Guess who's working harder than you? Somebody out there in the world right now is working as hard as you or more than you to claim that spot. And the question is, are you going to let them? Come on, man. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys are able to do whatever you guys feel like doing, okay? I honestly mean that. You guys are kings and queens. Achieve, 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 and succeed. I'm only documenting my lifestyle to show you guys that things are possible. Things can't change.
It's all right not to have shit figured out for real, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your whole life to figure shit out, bro. Like, it ain't gonna happen, you know what I'm saying, in one day either. Like, bro, you might not have shit figured out for 10, 15 years. And then next day you got everything figured out. And everybody sitting here looking at you wondering, how the hell you figured all this shit out whole time? They not knowing that this shit took you a long time, bro. This shit took you a long time.
If you starting a business, bro, whatever kind of business that is, bro, your target audience is not your hometown. Your target audience is not your friends. Your target audience is not your family members, bro. Stop asking your city, stop asking where you from, stop asking your friends, your family to support your business, bro, because they not gonna be the ones who really give it the support that it need, bro. You feel me? So like, I promise you, never ask your city for support, never ask your friends for support, never ask your family members for support, bro. Your target audience is gonna be the internet, bro. Motherfuckers from goddamn different cities, different states, different countries, bro. That's who you need to be looking at, bro. Real shit. I would wake up at 4 in the morning, go to work, get off at 5 in the afternoon. At 6 in the afternoon, I would stream from 6 to like 1, 2 in the morning, depending on the day. And then I would wake up again at 4:30 and do it all over again. I was grinding, I was streaming, I was doing 2K17 with me and Davo. We going on 60, 70 game win streaks every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Boom. I'm going to work, I'm getting off, I'm working on myself. Going to work, getting off, working on myself. I'm grinding 2K, and now, you know what I'm saying, 2K17, 2K18, 2K19, 2K20. Hey, I went hard, and now I'm in a position, look where I'm at, look what we at, look what we doing. Look at my life right now! Look at my fucking life right now! Nigga! Fuck is niggas talking about? Huh? Nigga! Nah, word though, this shit just turned me the fuck up, man. This shit just turned me the fuck up, man.
I think the most important relationship that you need to have is low-key a relationship with yourself. Because like, how you gonna have a good relationship with somebody else, whether it's friendship, girlfriend, boyfriend, and things of that nature, if you don't even have a good relationship with yourself first? How you gonna love somebody and you don't even love yourself first? See, that's where everybody be going wrong. Like, they be asking me, why you ain't got no girlfriend? Why you ain't in a relationship? Cause I had to step away from relationships, you know what I'm saying? Start to like learn myself, and learn what I like to do on my own. You know what I'm saying? Now, since I did that, I became like a better person for somebody else. See, before I was low-key insecure, you know what I'm saying? I was judgmental and things of that nature. But when I stepped away from relationships and started working on myself, you know what I'm saying, and get in a better relationship with myself, now the next time I get in a relationship, bro, I'm gonna be like the best boyfriend in the world. But I had to get away from relationships first in order to start that process. You know what I'm saying? Hey, building.
Life is beautiful, man. You just gotta go out there and experience it. You know what I'm saying? The life you experiencing right now, you can change. Whatever you don't like about your life, you can change. Damn near anything. You don't like the way you look, get some money, go change it. You don't like how big, if you big, you don't like, well, go work out. You don't got no ass, go buy a new one. You don't like the people you around, leave. You don't like your surroundings, move to another state. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever in your life that you don't like, you don't like your car, go grind hard and buy a new one. Anything you don't like in your life, you can change. You heard me? So, and that go with anything, bro. So I say that, and that's all I'm gonna say about that right there. And that's real talk.
There comes that day. It's either when you're young, you know, and it strikes you on the baseball field because you're sick of striking out, or it's when you get fired from your 5th job, you know, and your wife and kids are on your ass because you don't know how to support them anymore. There comes a fucking day where push comes to shove, where being mediocre, being like average and shit just fucking burns and sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day, and you get off your fucking ass and you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out, but you've never wanted to unwrap it because it's too much fucking pain and commitment. You were scared you were gonna fail. You were scared if you started, you never finish it. You didn't want to tell anyone about it. You knew it was there, but you never wanted to embark on it until something fucking hits. You get fired or somebody else gets success, remind you of what you could have been. And then the fucking spark is born. And no matter what happens, I'm never going to be in this boat again. And you get up and you go, even if it gets knocked down, you just keep going. You're a wild man. And life has never been so sweet. That can happen at an early age. It can happen at a later age. It's going to happen to somebody no matter what, it's going to happen to you. And when it does happen to you, thank your lucky stars that finally you're alive. It's time to unwrap the potential you can be. Superior, man. It's within you. It's within every single one of us. And the people that have risen to that level were no different than any one of us. It's just they believed it and they were willing to work their fucking ass off to get it.
What's some advice, I could give for young men that you could start developing in your life to become a man among men, to become that man that you need to be and that the world around you needs you to be? You need to work on being a good man. Now, before you throw your hands up, there are a lot of people out there that don't know what it means to be a good man. Listen to me. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. You've got negative, you have positive, and you have neutral. Neutral is there's no negative, but there's no positive either, which means it's a big zero. You remember studying in school negative and positive numbers? All right, picture that graph you looked at on the page. There's -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we say, down there on the negatives, Dwayne, I don't do drugs, and I don't abuse women, and I don't steal from people, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. And so they do away with all the negatives, but they don't do anything positive. Congratulations. That person's a big zero. All right? Being good is proactive. It's doing something. And you don't have to go and volunteer in India at an orphanage, or haul bags of rice to Africa. It's just caring about people. All right. That poor, beleaguered cashier at Walmart with the tired eyes and the swollen ankles, just look her in the eye and ask her, how are you doing today? Just somebody actually cares. You need to, first off, you need to get it a mindset. Look, I'm taking care of those that it's a willingness and a mindset. And then you work on the physical side of it. All right, start losing some weight, start going to the gym, start learning some things. And fellas, if you are not willing and able to some degree to protect the family that you have started, you don't have a right to have a family. That's my opinion. That's Dwayneism, okay? You don't have a right to have that family. So study. These are things I'm just giving you a start, and you research, okay? Be dangerous. Third, be educated. Listen, you want to know how to be a man among men? You start following and reading and listening to guys like Jocko Willink, Jordan Peterson, these guys, and start learning. Start reading. And just, the brain is a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it becomes. I'm pretty sure that you've messed up. Now, the reason I'm pretty sure that you've messed up is because you're a human. All right? And we're all humans. Now, you have either messed up, or one day you're going to mess up, or somebody else is going to mess up that you are attached to. And so this is going to apply to you from one side or another, today, yesterday, or tomorrow. And so if you hear this and you listen to this today and you're like, that's not really applicable to me today, file it away. It'll either help you help somebody else in the future, or it'll be there when you need it in the future. All right? So you've messed up. Now what? Now, I don't know what your mess up is. You might have cheated on somebody. You might have messed up at work. You might have drove home drunk and got in a wreck, or at least got stopped and got a ticket. You might have done something very bad and very human, and now it's eating you up. It's eating you up, and it's about to destroy you. So you messed up. Now what? What do you do now? Where do you go from here? What is there a tomorrow? Is there a tomorrow? Well, yes. So I'm gonna lay some things out for you. All right? If you've messed up, the very first step, the very first thing that you've got to do is you've got to stop. Whatever it is you did, don't do it no more. I shouldn't even have to say that, but that's the first thing. You know, it's such a thing these days for somebody to do something wrong and say, I'm sorry, and go back and do it again, and say, I'm sorry, and go back and do it again. After a while, you get the feeling they weren't really sorry. They were never sorry to start with. There's a big difference between being sorry I did something and being sorry I got caught. And there's a big difference between not wanting to do something and not wanting to get caught doing something. All right? So for you to get past this and get through this, whatever it is, first thing you have to do is you got to stop doing it. You have to quit.
Wake up. The alarm rings. The sky is still dark, and your bed feels like the safest place in the world. But that's the exact moment where champions are made. While the rest of the world is sleeping, you have the chance to rise, not just from your bed, but into the life you've always wanted. The 5 a.m. mindset isn't just about waking up early. It's about waking up to your potential. It's about owning your day before the day owns you. The truth is, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Every day you wake up at the same time, do the same things, and wonder why your life stays the same. What if today you chose differently? What if today you decided to rise before the sun and create the life you dream about? Change doesn't happen by waiting. Change happens by deciding, right now, that your old excuses don't serve you anymore. At 5 a.m., the world is quiet. No notifications, no distractions, no one pulling you in a million directions. It's just you and your goals. You're not competing with anyone else at 5 a.m. because most people are still in bed. This is your time to build discipline. This is your time to think clearly. This is your time to take control. Think about it. How many days have slipped through your fingers because you started them on autopilot? Rushing out of bed, checking your phone, scrolling mindlessly. The 5 a.m. mindset gives you a head start. By the time others are waking up, you've already invested in yourself. You've already worked on your body, your mind, or your dreams. You've already won half the battle. The 5 a.m. mindset isn't just about being early. It's about being intentional. Waking up early forces you to live with purpose. It forces you to plan, to prioritize, and to execute. And if you can win the morning, you can win the day. It's not going to be easy. Your body will fight it. Your mind will tell you, just sleep in a little longer. You deserve it. But comfort is a trap. Comfort keeps you where you are. Change, growth, success, those come from doing the hard things. And waking up at 5 a.m. is hard. But here's the secret. Hard is where the magic happens. Every time you hit snooze, you're telling yourself that your dreams can wait. Every time you stay in bed, you're giving your fears more power than your future. But when you choose to get up, even when it's uncomfortable, you're sending a message to yourself. I'm worth it. My goals are worth it. Yes, it'll hurt at first. Change always does. But that pain is your progress. That pain is you breaking free from the chains of mediocrity. See change not as suffering, but as evolution. Each early morning is a brick you're laying on the path to greatness. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And the best way to train it? Start your day with discipline. When you wake up at 5 a.m., you're telling your brain who's in charge. You're not letting your feelings dictate your actions. You're building resilience. Imagine this. You wake up at 5 a.m. You don't feel like it, but you do it anyway. You drink a glass of water, stretch, and hit the gym. By 6 a.m., you've already done more than most people will do all day. That energy, that momentum, it's unstoppable. And here's the kicker. That discipline bleeds into everything else. You'll find it easier to stick to your commitments, focus on your work, and push through challenges. Discipline isn't just about waking up early. It's about taking control of your entire life. One early morning won't change your life, but 1,000 will. The 5 a.m. mindset isn't about one heroic effort. It's about showing up every single day. It's about consistency. Consistency beats intensity every time. You don't need to wake up and conquer the world in one day. You just need to wake up and take one step forward. Think of it like planting seeds. Every morning you wake up early, you're planting a seed. You might not see the results right away, but over time, those seeds grow into something extraordinary. Success isn't an event, it's a process. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions over time. And every 5 a.m. wake-up is part of that process. There will be excuses. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. It's too cold. But excuses are just fuel in disguise. Every time you hear that voice of doubt, use it as motivation. Turn I'm too tired into I'm getting stronger. Turn I'll start tomorrow into I'm starting now because I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. Turn it's too cold into I'm tougher than the weather. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves to stay comfortable, but comfort never built anything great. The next time you want to hit snooze, ask yourself, do I want comfort or do I want growth? You can't have both. When you embrace the 5 a.m. mindset, you gain more than just an early start. You gain time. Time to work on yourself. Time to focus on your goals. Time to think, to plan, to grow. You gain clarity. The early morning stillness allows you to connect with yourself, to reflect, and to dream big. You gain confidence. Knowing that you're doing what most people won't gives you a sense of pride and self-respect. But most importantly, you gain control. Control over your time, your habits, and your future. You're no longer reacting to life, you're creating it. The 5 a.m. mindset isn't just a habit, it's a lifestyle. It's a commitment to being better every single day. Momentum is everything. When you wake up at 5 a.m. day after day, you create a cycle of productivity and achievement. It's like pushing a heavy boulder. The first push is the hardest, but as it starts rolling, it becomes easier and faster. Waking up early isn't just about the mornings. It's about creating a rhythm that propels you forward throughout the day. Start small. Maybe the first day, you wake up at 6 a.m. instead of 5 a.m. Then the next week, you push it back by 15 minutes. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. With every early wake up, you're proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And when you believe that, you become unstoppable. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. But mindset is forever. The 5 a.m. mindset isn't about waiting to feel ready. It's about acting despite how you feel. It's about understanding that the actions you take now will shape the person you become later. The truth is, most successful people don't feel motivated every day. They're tired, they're stressed, but they still show up. Why? Because they have a mindset that tells them, this is who I am, this is what I do. Adopting the 5 a.m. mindset means deciding that you're the kind of person who gets up early, works hard, and never gives up. It's not just what you do, it's who you are. This is your wake-up call. Literally. The life you want is waiting for you, but it's not going to come to you while you're in bed. It's going to come when you rise and claim it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for someone else to push you. Be your own motivation. Push yourself. The sun doesn't wait for permission to rise, and neither should you. Tomorrow morning when your alarm rings, remember this. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Wake up, rise up, and own your day. The 5 a.m. mindset is calling you. Will you answer?
Wake up to your own potential, realize how divine and magnificent you are, and realize you have the power to make changes. You are not stuck. You can begin to make changes by changing the way you think.
See, you can do anything. You can get up any hour, read any book, take any class, make any change, develop any skill, do any discipline. I mean, you can do it all. When this how and the why, or when the why starts to grow, the how gets simple.
This life is not here to make you suffer. This life is here to make you understand what is your potential. And you maybe think, my potential is to become a filmmaker. And then it fails and you don't become a filmmaker. Yeah, because maybe your potential is not in there. Maybe there is something bigger that you can become. This is also meaning, discover your potential.
In one of my seminars, here's what I teach. All life forms strives to the max of its potential except human beings. All life forms strives to the max of its potential except human beings. How tall will a tree grow? as tall as it possibly can. You never heard of a tree growing half as high as it could. No, trees don't grow half. A tree drives its roots as deep as it can, reaches as high as it can, produces every leaf it can, every fruit it possibly can. To the max. Every life form strives to the max, except human beings. Now, why not human beings? Jot this down. You've been given the dignity of choice. You're not a robot. You don't have to repeat this year the same as last year. You can tear up last year's plan, develop a new plan. The choice is up to you.
Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're going to figure it out.
You are unstoppable. And because you are unstoppable, because you've got power that you haven't even begun to use yet, you owe it to yourself to release your brakes. How many of you have the experience of pulling out of your driveway and you mashed on the accelerator and the car was just going, and couldn't move, and you mashed harder and it couldn't move, and then you discovered you had your emergency brakes on. And then you release those emergency brakes and it goes, choo! Have you ever had that experience before? Most of us go through life with our brakes on, holding back, not giving all that we have, not sharing all of ourselves. Most of us go to our graves still holding on, rather than releasing it.
The only thing that gets me mad nowadays is that so many people die with untapped potential because they think that someone else is better than them. And they were born not with the greatest tools. You don't need shit. You need the ability to grind your to fine powder. And when you're in that fine powder, find a way to build that mother back up repeatedly. And that's possible.
You don't know how good you are. Wise men have been telling you for centuries that you're only using about 10% of your potential. Now, you're no fool. When you hear that now, you know how to play the game. You're wise. You nod your head like, you really, yeah, you buy that. You're right. Yeah, I'm only using about 10%. But we really don't believe them when they tell us that. Most of us are too busy instead thinking up reasons why we know we can't make it. And when somebody else does succeed, how quick we are to think, wasn't he or she lucky? It's so much easier to feel sorry for yourself, isn't it, than to realize that you are the greatest miracle in the world.
If you study statistics, 95% of the people live their entire life and never live the way they want to live. You see, the idea behind it is that anybody can win, anyone at all. But if we start studying these statistics, I think we'll arrive at the conclusion, geez, I better start thinking for myself rather than follow everybody. Most people, they get a job, they look around, they see how everybody else is doing their work, and they start doing it the same way. They should stop and think, I wonder if any of these people know what they're doing. You know? Is there a better way to do it? I think we should make a few waves. We should maybe stand out, be different. Not for the sake of being different, okay, but because we are different. We all think different thoughts. And I believe we should start to think and build images in our mind of what we'd like to do and then set out and do it.
The fear is never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
If you don't fail, you're not even trying. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
You could be way more than that. And it's a crime for you to allow all that necessary potential to go to waste. It hurts you, it hurts your family, it hurts the world. Really, really, it does.
Betting on yourself is believing in you, knowing who you are, what you're worth, and willing to work towards that, to validate that reality. That's betting on yourself. Whatever decision emanates from that is based off of you looking at you and saying, I'm going for it.
One day you'll wake up and realize the potential you had, knowing you've chosen comfort over effort, and you'll realize there's no one to blame but yourself. As long as you're breathing, you have the opportunity to change it around. The only pain worse than failure is in the regret of never trying.
I still feel deep down within me that I want to do something impossible, that I want to do something difficult, that I want to do something hard. And that is my soul speaking to me. That is my growth challenging me. That is my potential screaming at me that it is not being utilized. I want to dig deep inside of me, and I want to go and I want to be great. I want to utilize that potential. I want to go and reach those goals of mine, because I don't think I'm going to feel like myself unless I do, because I'm very growth oriented. I'm very motivated.
Don't, however, worry about your individual potential. Potential is only the expression of a possibility, something that can be assessed accurately only in retrospect. In other words, you'll never know how good you might have become unless you try. So let's get with it.
Let me tell you a principle here that's critical. It's called the 30-day principle. The neuroscientists tell us is it takes 25 to 30 days to create a new neural pathway in your brain. It takes 25 to 30 days to lock in a new habit pattern. It takes 25 to 30 days to have your visualization and affirmation start to change the whole way your brain perceives the world. So as soon as you start visualizing and you do that for 30 days, the reticular system in your brain says start letting in everything that will help us become a millionaire or solve world hunger. So you want to be visualizing for 30 days in a row without fail whatever it is you want. The repetition over and over locks it into the unconscious and also opens up the perceptual field for you and also programs universal consciousness out there in the world.
This took me like 30 years to figure out, and I figured it out on this tour. There's a lot of potential you locked in your genetic code. And then if you put yourself in a new situation, then the stress, that's the situational stress that's produced by that particular situation, unlocks those genes and then builds new parts of you. And so that's very cool, because who knows how much there is locked inside of you.
The starting point of becoming a millionaire on the outside is for you to become a millionaire on the inside. Whenever you think about your work, repeat the words over and over again. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. Combine these positive words with a mental image of yourself performing your task, your work, in an excellent way. Remember, there are no successful mediocrities. Everyone who is financially successful is recognized as being very good at what they do. So imagine yourself as relaxed and calm and confident and capable. What you see on the inside is what you will be on the outside.
Most people go through life quietly and safely tiptoeing to an early grave. Find out what it is you want and go after it as if your life depends on it. Why? Because it does.
The guys at the top who become the best, where you call them the dominators, the GOAT of your field or whatever it is, they don't let too many terrible days create negative momentum for themselves. They're obsessed about stacking good and great days. It's very hard when you go up against somebody that shows up every flipping day where you sit there and say, take a damn week off. Go on vacation. Why don't you slow down for a day or a month or 2 months or 3 months? Please let me catch up. And he or she says, come on down, baby. I'm not taking that day off or the week off or the month off. That's why I'm the dominator.
You visualize and create a mental picture of your goal as if it were already a reality. Remember, all changes in your life begin with a change in your mental pictures. Act as if you already had the goal that you desire. So let us say, for example, you want to be financially independent. You want to be financially successful. How would you behave if you were financially successful? How would you dress? How would you organize your life? How would you treat other people? And one final thing that you can use to reprogram your mind is to talk to yourself positively about the person that you want to be and the things that you want to have. Keep talking to yourself about the things that you want to have and the person that you want to be. And each time you do, you're reprogramming. And your subconscious mind is accepting your new commands and is working 24 hours a day to bring them into your life. Just give it a try and see what happens.
He who has a why can bear almost any how.
You got to have a purpose every single day. What's your purpose? What are you getting up for? What are you getting up to accomplish? What are you getting up to do? Human beings are driven by purpose. We're not meant to sit around and scroll the internet. That's not what we're meant to do. We're meant to go do things and accomplish things and build things and create and contribute to things outside of ourselves. And when we don't have that purpose, we can't be happy.
The difference between should and must is reasons. Reasons come first, answers come second. If you got strong enough reasons, if you got a big enough why, you can figure out how to do anything.
Why do you want to fight?
What you talking about? I just told you why.
No, you didn't, Donnie. Why do you want to fight? I get why they want to fight you. I know what they're fighting for. What about you?
Why the don't you want to be in better shape? Why don't you want to be more successful? Maybe you can't find your why because you're lazy. Maybe you can't find your why because you have zero ambition. Regardless, you need to go out here and find it.
If the why is powerful, the how is easy. But if the why isn't strong, if your goals aren't powerful, if the vision isn't clear, the old prophet said, without a vision we die, without a vision we perish, without a dream we're nothing.
What's the chance of you making $1 million this year? Give me numbers. And everyone's like 0%, 0%, 0%. 1%, there's always 1%. It's like 5, and that's like the most it'll get to. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the most extreme example, but I just wanna see what happens, okay? What's the percentage chance of you making $1 million this year, legally, and if you don't, everyone that you love dies? And everyone's like 100%, 100%, 1,000%. I said, what changed? The goal didn't change. The time frame didn't change. Why you're doing it changed. Would you wake up in the morning if everyone that you love's life depended on it and be like, yeah, well, maybe I should scroll on TikTok for a little while? No, you'd be like, I'm going to take action immediately. And so it doesn't need to be like a fear of losing everybody, but what's really behind that is like, why?
So you never wanted a regular type life? The f*** is that? Barbecues and ball games? Yeah.
If you want to feel like your life has meaning, if you want to go to bed and sleep with a clear conscience, if you want to wake up in the morning looking forward to the day, purpose is a more meaningful, more reliable category than happiness.
How do I know? A lot of people, when they think of the phrase, how do I know, they always want to put the what behind it. How do I know what I'm supposed to do? The question that you really should ask is, how do I know why I'm here? Because when you know your why, your what becomes more clear and more impactful.
In order to be successful, you need to have a powerful why. Why do you want to be successful? Why do you want to achieve great things? Why are you doing the shit that you're doing on a daily basis? Why? I ask people this on a daily basis and everybody gives me these generic answers. Because I want to help people. Because I want to give back. Because I want to live a happier life. Why? What's the why here? Why do you want to do these things? Why do you want to feel this way? Why do you want to help people? Why do you want to give back? What's the reason? If you don't have a powerful reason, you're never going to reach your goals because you don't have something that's pulling you towards them. You don't have something that's going to wake you up before your alarm goes off. That why is everything. My why is very simple. I want to be remembered forever and I want to inspire one person a day because I know what it's like to struggle with the drugs and the alcohol and feeling like you're alone in life, having nobody to help you. What's your why?
You know, when you're built different than everybody else and you have this desire for more and this desire for achievement and this desire to win, everybody else looks at you like you're and they'll tell you that too. You know, what the is wrong with you? Like, why can't you just relax? Why can't you just do this? Because I'm just not built that way, man.
Walk away from anyone or anything that gives you bad vibes. There's no need to explain yourself. There's no need to feel bad about it. This is your life. Make more space for your peace and your happiness. There is no more room for negativity in your future.
Talking to yourself in a positive way, what is called autosuggestion, is the most powerful way of reprogramming your mind for success. By repeating any of these affirmations or by saying anything else that empowers and motivates you, it changes the chemical composition of your mind. These positive messages make you feel good about yourself. They release energy and they give you greater self-confidence. Positive self-talk enables you to take complete control over your conscious mind. These words you say make you feel more focused and aware. They give you a greater sense of personal power. This is why most successful, happy people discipline themselves to maintain a positive inner dialogue. The payoff is tremendous.
If you don't have a strong enough why, if you don't know your compelling future, if you're not ready to climb through every brick wall, then go upstream and find that desire. Find it so when you're facing, oh my God, the money didn't come through, the bank fell through, the bank called their loan, or whatever you go through in different markets. If you're just thinking, I just want to make more money to get the Ferrari, you have a reason for that Ferrari. You have a reason for your success. You have a reason for your future. That's when you say, oh, this failed. Let's try again. That didn't work. Let's try again. And how many times do you have to try again? Who knows? Could be 100, right? It's the people who give up on the 60th one and don't realize that your 61st time of getting past that failure was your next level.
The purpose is you. We forget that. Every day I wake up and I don't want to do some shit. I'm like, okay, man, do you want to be a today? Do you want to feel like a little, do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't? The main purpose in life is you. So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself. And that's what you need to really research is, man, why am I not doing this for myself? Because that is the number one purpose in life, is to better oneself.
What's your rabbit?
What's your rabbit?
So what you focused on each day? What you running after? What you chasing after? You may not apprehend it, but what gets you out of bed without an alarm clock? What gets you going when you don't feel like it? What makes you go get it when everybody say you can't?
If you don't know where you want to go and who you want to be, you eventually just float around and you will eventually crash.
Most people walk around with no goals, no ambition. They don't know where they're going. It's like a ship with no destination. If you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. Once you know where you want to go, then you direct your time, your energy, and your attention to the execution and the achievement of that goal. It's all about intention. But most people walk around in life thinking that life is just a big fat lottery. And it's just not that case. Those that live by the lottery of life most likely end up losing.
Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
The first question people go to is how? And that's the wrong question. How is absolutely the wrong question to start with, because if you've never done it before, what that produces is uncertainty. If you have uncertainty, then you don't execute at the same level. It's like people say knowledge is power. We all know that execution is power. Knowledge is potential power. Execution beats knowledge every day of the week. So my bias is towards action. Even if it's the wrong action, you're going to learn quicker than if you do nothing. But the challenge is people are asking how, and that produces uncertainty. What you got to ask is what and why.
Most people are afraid. Most people have been through shit in their life, and you have to really tap in, and you really have to get clear on your why and your driving force, and you have to face your fear. And until you do, you're not going to get what you want in life. And that's what holds most people back.
Poor people view money as something that they have to hold on to and conserve. Rich people view money as a tool that they can use to make more money.
It's not becoming a millionaire that's important. It's the person that you must become in order to become a millionaire.
If you don't come from a rich family can come from you.
Stay focused, stay strong, grind it out, man. You gotta grind it out.
Millionaires don't become millionaires because they avoid buying $10 lattes at Starbucks. They become millionaires because they focus on making so much money, the latte doesn't freaking matter.
You can't save your way to being rich.
I'm telling you, bro, you gotta start surrounding yourself with money.
The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination. And when you love the journey, the goals just happen. You hit milestones as a side effect because it doesn't matter. At that point, I don't care if I can lift this much weight or run this fast. I mean, that's cool, but I don't love it as much as I love the journey. I love the journey. What does the journey consist of? Sucking at something, failing, getting better, learning, start it over, do it again. When you fall in love with the journey, everything else takes care of itself.
The quality of self-discipline is the quality that will make you a big success. It's the ability to force yourself to do what you know you should do. And here is the wonderful discovery. This persistence is self-discipline in action. Every time you persist, you build your self-discipline. Every time you practice self-discipline, you build your ability to persist. And the two of them are tied into your self-esteem. So the more you persist, the more you like yourself. And the more you like yourself, the more discipline you have. And the more discipline you have in practice, the more you like yourself. As a result, the more you persist. And eventually you get onto an upward spiral where you become absolutely unstoppable. You reach the point where you know you can achieve the goal and nothing in the world can stop you.
Whether I'm awake or asleep, all I think about is money.
I'm gonna be poor because I don't ever want to be poor.
Then you won't. Possible. It's possible. The realm of possibility.
Sky's the limit.
Just something made it, mama.
I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every time.
What's in it for me?
If you're good at something, never do it for free.
When it feels scary to jump, Ian, that is exactly when you jump.
I love the game. I love the hustle, man. As long as I have money.
One of the toxic traits of highly successful individuals that end up becoming multimillionaires is that they believe that they're better than everyone else. Because you almost need to be delusional in order to actually go through the amount of challenge and struggle to be successful. You have to be lying to yourself.
What do you think that successful people do every day that other people don't?
They are the type of person that follows through. Like they are true to their word. I started researching like some of the most successful people and like how they became so consistent. And what I found was that they are not the type of person who just has hardcore willpower. It's that they design an environment where their willpower isn't tested. I think if somebody can design an environment where their willpower won't be tested, it makes it easier to be consistent because just so many people don't do what they say they're going to do. So if people can have the integrity to just be consistent and then just to do what they say they're going to do, that's probably the two biggest keys I can think of for success.
Now here's the great discovery, and this again is life-changing. I call it the law of three. The law of three says that no matter how many things you do, how many tasks you do in a week or a month, and it's usually 20 or 30, 3 of those tasks account for 90% of your value. Only 3. You make a list of all of your tasks, and I do this with the 3 magic questions. Magic question number 1. If you could only do one thing on this list, one task on this list, all day long, which one task would have the greatest positive impact on your career? Then you say, if you could only do 2 things all day long, which would be number 2? And you put a circle around that. If you could only do 3 things all day long, which would be number 3? Put a circle around that. And suddenly it's almost like all these other tasks fade. So here's the rule for doubling your income and doubling it again and doubling it again. Do fewer things, but do more important things, and do them more often and get better at them.
You can have what you want in 5 years. But there's 2 conditions. You have to know what it is, and you have to aim at it. Figure out what you want. Write it down. Figure out what you could do to start moving towards that. Okay. Do that with your family relationships. Do that with your friendships. Do that with your career. Do that with your education. Develop a vision. And you have to do that in dialogue with yourself, right? It's like, if I could have what I wanted, what would satisfy me? And you might think, well, I could never get that. And I could say, well, maybe not, but I'll tell you one thing, man. You can move towards it. And I know almost all the pleasure is in the moving toward. If you set up a goal that you think is, just on the edge of conceivability, then every time you move even a tiny bit towards that, you're going to think, good work, man, good work. You get a little kick from that. You get a little stronger from that.
When you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards or in your purpose.
It don't happen overnight, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really frustrating, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're gonna take yourself on a ride that's very, very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work. Appreciating it, when it's good and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
Will you keep going?
In the face of
whatever.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. The problem is you. And you don't want to fix it. Just do. You're living. How do you want to live? How do you want to die? How do you want to be remembered? That's it.
Man, just go for it. Just go for it, especially while you're young, while you're still living underneath your parents' roof. That's where you have the most opportunity to make mistakes, get up, do it again. Man, go for it. Don't hesitate.
I left what was a safety net of a trade as a plumber to pursue a career in fighting when no one had done it before me. So simply they were just listening to what I was saying, and I was just telling them, trust me, I will do it. I told them by the time I am 25 years of age, I will be a self-made millionaire through this game. And my father laughed in my face at that time, and it was a friendly situation. But now I am 26 years of age and I have achieved that goal.
But if you want to see if you're a brave person, what they call the 4 o'clock in the morning courage, wait when things go completely to pieces, when things are the worst, when your very best deal falls apart and your rent is late and you're tired and you're sick and everybody is mad at you and your car doesn't work. Then it's the person that picks themselves up and says, nothing is going to stop me. The best quality in the world that you can develop is to develop the quality of being unstoppable. Develop the quality of being unstoppable. Say in yourself that no matter what life throws at me, it'll never stop me. No matter how rough it gets, I will never quit. And nothing will ever stop me.
When I was in the military, we go on these instructor-led runs. Most of the time, we knew the start and end point. So on the way back, I started seeing people getting happy and shit because the end was near. But there were some instructors that would hear the happiness and go right on past the end point. When that happened, everybody stopped talking. Heads would stop dropping. And I started taking souls. At that time, I knew what happened in their minds. They were living off the hope factor. They hoped the instructors would stop running. They hoped the water was never cold. They hoped the weather was good. I don't live off that hope shit. I wish the water was cold. I wish the instructors keep running. I wish for rain. When the ending is unknown and the distance is unknown, that's when you know who the you are.
If you want to do something, go to someone who has already done it and then do exactly what they tell you. Ask them if they would help you get the results they're getting. And they will say yes, and then you got to do exactly what they tell you. I want to suggest that you turn your annual income into a monthly income. Now that's only multiplying by 12. I multiplied it by 43.75, and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have the help that you're getting right now. You can do it. And then I took it over $1 million. That was the big magic number, one to earn $1 million. Well, I earned one. I've earned many millions. You know something? If I can, you can. You see, that's what makes me so adamant about this. I know if I did it, anybody can.
You want to think about the man you have to create to attract $1 million, not make $1 million.
Yeah, but I'm trying. That's what they say.
They think they're trying, but they have to be around people who know what to do. Like someone would come up to me, I'd be like, what do you do for a living? I say, it's what I don't do. If you minus all the stuff you shouldn't be doing and you put all your energy towards what you know you should, you'll be at such a high level. You'll look around and in 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you'll be better than everybody at what you do because they're pissing their time off. They're drinking. They're doing all these things they shouldn't do. They're not productive. You just put your time in every day for 5, 6, 7 years. You look around. You're the best at what you do. It's just a byproduct of having quality habits. Truly becoming successful is sacrificing today for a better tomorrow.
Who's winning in this economy right now?
The rich. Guys like me. You know, we have gone from having 93 billion, top 400 in 1982 to having 2.4 trillion, 25 for 1. People who, it becomes a more and more specialized market economy. It was an agrarian economy a couple hundred years ago. It's very hard, you know, to get 20 times the wealth of the next guy because you were a little bit better farmer. But if you're better at some skills now, you can become incredibly wealthy at a very young age, not because you earned the money to build one steel mill and then saved it to buy another steel mill. So you get the capitalized value of an idea.
All the previous thoughts in your life have led to a very complex program in your mental computer, sort of like a GPS system that guides you and directs you every minute of every day. If you want to change the results you're getting in the outer world, you have to reprogram your system so it takes you to a different destination. Number one is to set a clear goal of where you want to be and what you want to do and what you want to achieve sometime in the future. Everything starts with your making a positive statement about a desired future event, but you always say it in the present tense as though it were already true. You don't say, I will lose this amount of weight. You say, I weigh this number of pounds.
When you go out and try to do anything outside the norm, you are going to be faced with negativity. If you can become someone that can transfer negativity into productive action, you are literally unstoppable by outside circumstances and outside elements. The only person that can stop you when you're able to do this is you.